So hello everyone. This is Nana Matari. I tell the story about the nunhood for a while, and so a lot of people may know that I was a nun. That's why I got this all short hair. Today is our community event, and Daniel Gassa is very kind, and he would like to share his experience with us. Right. That's I also see that Vendula is from New York City, and thank you for having me. Thank you very much, Vendula, for being here, right, with us. And you can also share where you join if you want to. So Daniel, I knew him the first day I came to the Zurich back again I still remember 10th of February 2020, right? I come and visit from Frankfurt, and then I went the same day to Toastmaster, and I saw that he was talking about the quantum physics and how changing the energy can change our life. Then after his 20 minutes presentation, I just ran into him and said that, Daniel, you know what? That is what I'm teaching in my class, you know? And I said that at one point, I didn't say that right away, you should meditate, but it will be too silly. But I say that right afterwards, and or maybe a couple of meetings later, you should meditate, you know, then you understand what you're talking about. Now here he is, and he really changed and transformed inside out, and he himself is a great warrior, and he is very honest with his background. So I think, yeah, I mean, he has a beautiful wife, Isolten, and 22 years together or married, and maybe like nearly 30 years together now, and have no kid. And he's now living in Zurich, Switzerland. And yeah, I just would like to give it away to Daniel and talking about your experiences of meditation and how you transform yourself.
Hi guys, thanks for having me, Nanda. Thanks for that wonderful introduction. So as you said, yeah, we met 3 years ago, and I think it was at our first meeting that you came to me and said you should meditate, and I was like, okay, who are you again? But the thing is, I was a drunk for over 30 years, and I stopped that back in 2019, I think, something like that. And that made my whole energy go everywhere. It was, energetically speaking, I was a mess. I was all over the place. And Nanda, you sensed that, and you sensed also that power I have, that energy I have, and you were right in that needs to be canalized, that needs to be put in form somehow, grounded. And I wasn't very keen to meditate. For me, meditation was something for hippies. You know, the guys that smoke weed all day long, and they're not serious, and they just sing Om Namah Shivaya the whole day long, and it's not to be taken seriously, really. And everything that I was kind of spiritual, but not really. I was always like, something that is not, that you can't prove is not real. But something inside me said, do that, follow that woman, do as she says. And I did the meditation course. And back then I wasn't really disciplined in meditating. I did it every once in a while, but I sensed somehow something is happening. Now, if you do sports, after a few weeks of doing sports, you see results. You feel better, you have more, you're fitter, you see muscles growing, etc., etc. In meditation, that's completely different. You don't see anything, nothing is happening at first. So that's why maybe a lot of people, they start and they don't continue. But if you continue to do it, suddenly you kind of turn around and say, oh, that's different. How did that happen? And things start changing in the background. And every one of you who meditates for a long period of time, you know exactly what I mean. It's not happening spectacularly. It's just really smoothly, life is changing. And when I noticed that, I started to meditate more intensively. And And then somehow I stumbled over the work of Dr. Dispenza. I read his 3 books and I started to meditate very intensively. And only then I understood what you're teaching, Nanda, because your method of teaching is special. Nobody else teaches like you do. But his approach of his more scientific approach of meditation was good for me. So I did that for like a year, and that changed me a lot. That changed me in kind of not energetically, but to understand what's actually happening when we meditate. It's not that we pray or that we do some rituals or something. It's just we realign our energies, and we train our mind to be more focused on the important things in life, and not just the Buddhists call it the monkey mind, not just our mind from thought to thought, jumping around. And it's not like you how you say that, it's not like the mind calms down instantly, but the exercise of getting that monkey down the tree where you're sitting right now, that's what meditation is. And once I learned that, everything changed. My life changed completely. I was more successful in business without doing more, actually, which is astonishing, because every teacher or every business coach tells you, if you want more results, you have to do more action. But with meditation, it's actually the case that you have to do less and become more where you want to go. So if you want to be successful, you have to be successful. If you want more money, you have to be wealthy, you have to be abundant. If you want to have a happy life, you have to be happy, you have to become happy, so that life can actually happen for you in that happy place. And nowadays I'm meditating more into the Vipassana style. That again, Nandar, you came to me and you told me you should do Vipassana. And whenever Nandar comes to me and tells me you should do this, you should do that, I listen. I don't know why I do that. Everybody on the planet can come to me and say you should do this. I say, yeah, okay, do it yourself. But when Nandar comes, I do it. So I tried to go there, but it was also always overbooked, because people are really in need of meditation these days. So I went first to a center in South Italy for a week, and after that, this summer, I did the Vipassana 10 days silent retreat, which was very tough, but again, a game changer. So for me now, the goal is to be equanimous, to be smooth. Whatever happens in life can happen. It happens anyway. The thing is how we deal with it, right? And if we get angry at situations, or if we get frustration, it's always emotions attached, and we get attached to these emotions. We get even addicted to bad or good emotions. So the thing with Vipassana is that we get not attached at all to any emotions. It doesn't mean that we cannot enjoy things anymore, but it's not that we are craving for anything. And since I did that, it's again a full game changer. So I don't know how much time I have left here, but what I can say is that for those who watch this and maybe ask themselves if they should meditate, I would advise just try it, because if it does no good to you, it surely does no harm. So you don't lose anything by trying, except for maybe a little bit of time of your life, but you lose that too when you watch Netflix. So why not investing 10 minutes a day to try to meditate? Because it changes the way we look at life. It changes the way we experience life. We experience business, partnership, relationship, money. We look at everything differently. The world basically stays the same, but the way we look at it is different. And I don't know why is that. I don't understand what exactly happens to us when we meditate. But apparently, according to Nanda, we're not only changing ourselves, but we're changing the world with our energies. So maybe it's because of we do kind of a good deed when we meditate, then the universe rewards us by giving us the good life we want. I don't know if that's true, but that's how I feel it at the moment. And the more I let go, the more I'm not trying to do anything or trying to achieve anything, the more things are actually happening. And that's, say, 95% of it, it's due to meditation practice. So that's how I experience meditation. That's, yeah, before I never meditated at all, and now it's daily practice. Really, I can't start my day without meditation. And if I miss it for some reason, I can feel the day is not the same as if I would have meditated. It's really, it's completely different. Things are not flowing. It's not smooth. I'm getting angry on the road, or I find people stupid, or, and when I meditate, it's smooth. So, okay, this guy is slower on the road, must have a reason for that. So that's how I live meditation, really. It's really a big game changer for me.
That's wonderful, Daniel. Thank you very much for sharing everything from your heart. Everybody can hear it, right? And he is very honest and say directly what he understood and what he doesn't understand yet. Yeah, it's a miracle. So, is there any question for Daniel or anything else you would like to also say or add on what he discussed about, William, Sue? Anyone?
Well, I just wanted to say, and I was shaking my head towards the end of that, Daniel, and thank you for sharing. I too, having meditated almost every day for the last 4+ years, if I miss a day because of whatever reason, I don't think about it, but then I think about it the next day when I feel like I'm agitated. And I'm like, why do I feel this way? And I'm like, oh crap, I didn't meditate yesterday. It is the most interesting thing that it's as if you get addicted to meditation, which if you're going to get addicted to something, this is a good thing to get addicted to. Daniel, you would agree with that statement too. And you get so used to it that when you don't have it, and for me, it's usually an accident or I'm traveling, whatever it is, then I really feel it the next day. And so that just really, really resonates with me.
Yeah, right. It's really, or you make a phone call and say, what happened at that phone call? That's totally weird. And then, oh yeah, right, I didn't meditate today. That's why. Yeah, true. Totally agree with that.
Daniel, can you share a little bit more about your silence meditation?
Well, that was tough. That was really, really tough. You know me, Sue. You know I'm a badass guy, but that was so you go there. It's 10 days, and basically you're a monk or a nun. Everything is taken care of. You have a bed to sleep, safe place to sleep. You have wonderful food. You can just meditate, and the day starts at 4 a.m. 4:30 you start meditating for an hour. No, wait, for 2 hours, and then it's breakfast, and then you meditate again until 11, and then it's pause, and then you eat lunch. And so basically you meditate like 10 hours a day, which is freaking a lot. And everything starts hurting, your legs, your body, your everything. But what happens is that one thing that happens is because the fact that you don't have to take care of daily needs like food and sleep, if then you're not happy, it's entirely your fault. And I was like walking in that beautiful garden, and I was moaning and whining and like, and suddenly I was like, hey, Daniel, come on, man, what's wrong? there is no reason not to be happy. You're in good health. You have a wonderful life. Now you have the chance to do that. What's there not to be happy about? So that's one thing. But the other thing, what Vipassana actually does is it teaches us the law of the universe of change. The only constant in the universe is change. Everything changes constantly. And we have, I don't know why, but we have the tendency to grab on things, to build traditions, and to everything must stay the same for the next 150 years, otherwise we make war and things like that. And what that meditation does, it teaches us to physically to experience that law of change, because we're so stubborn, we're human beings. Only if we experience something physically, we believe that it's true. So it's like a body scan. You do a body scan, and at every little sensation you have, you take note of it and you continue. And if the sensation is strong, you have to stay equanimous. So you don't create a craving towards the strong emotions or the soft emotions or sensations, sorry. So, and then you experience that, okay, even on my body right now, everything is changing constantly. So if my thigh hurts at one scan, so you scan from top to bottom and from bottom to top, at the next scan, the pain is not the same anymore. It already changes. So there's really like a physical aha effect of, all right, effectively everything changes the whole time. And that makes you like calm down completely, and not in a relaxed way, but really in an equanimous way. So a good example was like a real-time test. I suddenly had the thought about a business contract, that if I don't get that contract, the whole business would go down and I would not get any money and it would be catastrophic or whatnot. And first I thought like, oh no, I cannot think about this right now. I'm doing Vipassana here. It's not, go away, that thought. And then I thought, no, Daniel, this is exactly a real-time test. You can test now if this is true. So that thought about that contract gave me a big knot in my belly. You know, you're business people too, you know what it's like. And so I scanned that and I stayed with that sensation a little while. And I said, okay, this is a sensation like any sensation. It will go away eventually. The constant of change. It has to go away eventually. Nothing stays forever. And at the next scan, the sensation was weaker and a little bit at another spot. So it's not the same. And suddenly the thoughts about that contract began to change without me doing anything, just to accept that sensation being there. The thoughts were suddenly not like, oh, I have to get this contract, but okay, if that contract doesn't come, the business goes down. So what? There is probably another business coming around the corner. And if not, you will see. And then the sensation was gone. And so that was really an eye-opener for me. And when I came back, because often you do this kind of retreats and everything is fine and beautiful and awesome. And once home again in your life, you check your emails again, the same BS starts again, but it didn't. Even now, when I think, I still don't know about that contract, by the way. But now when I think about it, it's like, okay, we will see. It will come or not. So that kind of experiencing the law of change through your body is very, very powerful, and I can only highly recommend it. And then the silence, of course, Sue, we had that discussion before. Silence is gold, you know, you did that too, right? So not talk to anybody, not even look at people was really, really powerful. So I can only recommend such a 10-day. I think they do 5 days retreats too, right, Nanda?
No, they do only 10 with that.
Only 10.
Yeah. we can start with 2 and I will come to New York, and then from there you can start. I mean, there will be the time that you have to be alone by yourself as well.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah. Thank you very much, Daniel, for sharing that. Kristen would like to ask something to you. I saw that before, and do you still remember?
I remember. Yeah, my question was, you mentioned not doing anything. Well, I'm paraphrasing, but I was meditating yesterday and I had this idea, oh, I should do something. I should call, I should write a letter. And it got me to action, and it was sort of the opposite of what you said you experienced. You said when you meditate, you do less. So could you just explain that experience a little bit more, since I don't seem to be having that experience for some reason?
Yeah, of course, it's not that you sit on your couch and you're doing couch potatoing and the business is coming to you. Of course not. But it's more that you don't run after things anymore. Of course, you take action. You make calls, you do business, you go out, you meet people. We're action package on this planet. But the way you do action is different. It's not that you crave for a result. I'm in sales, so if I call a prospect and I would like to sell him something, that thought is not existent anymore. Because if that customer would like to buy something, he will buy, and if not, he will not. And both is fine, and that's the thing. To accept that both possibilities, both possible outcomes are fine, really, without judging anything, then it's fine. And I see it like also in coaching. Before I had that salesy, sneaky coaching script that you use on the assessment call to get people to buy your coaching. It's horrible. It's totally horrible. And now, of course, I do assessment call. And of course, I want people to jump on a call with me to get my coaching. But I just give them value. I'm just there. And they ask me questions. And the thing is, they actually come then and say, oh, but tell me, how much does that cost? For how many calls? It's like, okay, I'm not doing anything anymore. You know what I mean? It's like you do things differently without craving, without wanting them to happen. You just do things. And sometimes you do things, you don't even know why exactly you're doing things. And there is an outcome. And then you say, oh, okay, it must have been the universe somewhere, somehow guiding me towards that action. Or you meet someone, you have a feeling, you have a hunch, you have to meet that person. Absolutely. You have no clue why. And you just follow that. And then you meet that person, and then you understand, oh, okay, might be a business, or might be a customer, or might be a friend, or whatever. That's what I mean by becoming more and doing less. Does that make sense?
Right. I mean, that does make sense, like doing it differently. And I think the main thing is that idea of craving, that yes, when I did the action after the meditation, I still had that, it's got to be this way. And so it felt, and also I found myself thinking, oh, I want to be impressive in my action. Like, mostly I was trying to get a certain result, which I craved, but I also wanted people to acknowledge how genius that was. And then, yeah, it didn't feel very good. So thank you. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. It's I think we need to learn to trust life, to trust the universe, because there is a reason why we're here. And even if we don't know the reason exactly, if we know, even better, but if we don't know, to trust that there is this reason why we're here, and that the universe wants us to go somewhere, whatever. And if we just let things happen, I know, especially we're Western people, we're not brought up like this at all. This is totally contrary at what we have been educated for, right? Yeah, but if we let things happen, things will happen. And we we give the chance to the universe to make things happen in our favor, because God or the universe or whatever you want to call it doesn't want us to be unhappy or sad. So that makes trusting even easier, because we know, okay, it's going to be fine. It's going to be cool. It's going to be awesome. And with that thought, things become easy. Yeah, just a little example, if I have time. Before that, I was struggling to make my daily posts on LinkedIn or on Facebook or so. I was always thinking, oh, what can I post? Because I was not in the flow. And now I wake up in the morning, I know exactly what to post. And I don't understand. I say, well, where is this coming from? But it's like me being the channel of what I have to post or what I have to write. And likes and comments are going up without me doing anything differently, actually. But the spirit is different. I just trust the process and fall in love with the universe and fall in love with the process, and things are happening magically.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is great, Daniel. So in the meditation is that, I mean, in one thing, we started learning also the universal law and how the universe work by listening to our emotion, and by we start to understanding and how the universe or this God or whatever you name it, try to communicate with us, right? William talked about intuition, right? And how it can really change. And also Sue started also believing and trusting, and how you can change your this overthinking mind, right? Because we also give all this how do you call it, way of thinking from our society. So that is normal. We always started thinking, I have to do this, I have to do that during the meditation even. Then at one point we don't even started to pay that much attention to their thoughts, because that thoughts will be always there. But at the same time, what do you would like to concentrate on? That's that change. That is a game changer. Yeah. Beautiful.
I like the quote. I think it was Mark Twain. There are two important days in your life: the one you're born, and the one you know why. And if we find our purpose, if we find why we are here, the letting go and the flow and the trust in the universe becomes even easier. So my advice for you guys would be try to find out what your purpose is, why you're here, what's the reason why you're here, and things will become even more magic.
That's wonderful. Thank you. Vivian, do you have any question, or Michael, or anyone? I mean, if you do not would like to open and talk, and you can also just type in the chat, as you like. Vivian?
I don't have specific questions. I just really enjoy hearing this story, your personal experience. Sorry, I was moving in and out a little bit. But yeah, I think I have a similar experience with when I do have more consistent morning meditation. I have less of a kind of a like cluttering my brain where the thoughts keep popping up and not sure which one to choose and to follow. I definitely see a sense of intuition stronger, but there are days like I feel like I'm falling off the horse. I'm falling off the wagon. I have to come back and restart again. And but I believe in the power of meditation, and thank you for your story.
You're most welcome.
Big question, Michelle Hu or Vendula? Hey, Michelle. Maybe you're on the way. You can also say like that. Yeah.
Oh, no questions. Just thank you for the story. That was interesting to hear.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
Yeah. And please tell me, Daniel.
Yeah, it's like I don't know about you women, but for us male, especially if we are a little bit the alpha male, it's very, very difficult to let go, and the thought to be a little part of something bigger It's not for an alpha male. It's not. No, no. I'm the boss here, and I say where this is going, and to learn that it's not the case, and that's nothing bad. On the contrary, that's something beautiful and wonderful to be a little part of something huge. That makes it so much easier, and it's so much more relaxed, and it's you can just okay, I'm here. Let's see what happens next. And before that, as an alpha male, you always have to take action. You always have to protect your house, protect your business, protect everything. You have to be the strong one. You have to be the angry one. You have to, I don't know what, do many, many things that take a lot of energy, and things are happening anyway. So why don't just accept that we're part of something bigger? And really, it makes life much easier.
Yeah. That is a beautiful word, Daniel. And it is not about the big or small, but because we are all the small particles that's coming together, right? Any special recommendation or help that how to start meditating regularly, Vendula is asking. So how to start? Yeah.
Start small. Start with 5 minutes, with 10 minutes. Just sit down, focus on your breath. Start small. Start with little doable steps that you can do every day without having to kick yourself. And I think, Nanda, you have these very short meditations too. You can give out like this guided meditation.
You can download that on my website as well. 10 minutes guided meditation. It is much better, the best if you started with a guided meditation, because your mind tends to goes away very quickly. So if you start with 5 minutes guided meditation or even 10 minutes, then your mind will get calmer. And make it even with, if you cannot even do that at all, I mean, sit there like 1 minute and count 1 to 6, like, 10 set or so. And this regularity will bring you at one point, it become the regular. And I also recommend people to set a place, where you see, on your way, and okay, when you see the place, okay, I have to meditate, you prime yourself, then you see the place, that is my place to meditate. You always go there and meditate. You also, right, here's the place. You also save up all of your energy in that place. When you started to meditating, you are in that vibe already. So I will say set a place where you dedicate it for meditation, and also use the guided meditation. That is a very good beginning.
Yeah, and a lot of people say also, yeah, but I cannot meditate because my mind wanders all the time. Yeah, of course, that's its job. And it's not the goal of meditation to not make the mind wandering. You cannot stop that. It's like breathing. Thinking is like breathing. It just happened. But the goal of meditation is to get your mind back, get that monkey off the tree and say, no, you sit now here. And then it wanders again, and you get it back again, and it wanders again. So let it wander, but take it back. That's the goal of meditation. So I have a lot of people that are asking me, yeah, but I cannot do it. I have so many thoughts. I have so many things to do. Of course, we all have. And that's the point of it, to get it a little bit back, even if it's just for some minutes a day.
Very good, Johnny.
Just try, Vendula. You will see it's beneficial, highly beneficial.
Yeah, very good.
And with Nanda, you have a superb teacher, by the way.
Yeah, but it is good that you all join my class, of course, but it is not the main cause of it. I mean, the main reason is I want the people coming together and share their own experience of meditation. So I always recommend everybody has a different teacher. So I never think about competition at all. So there are also like the William, Sue, Michael, and maybe Daniel at one point as well. They will be also leading meditation on our community. This platform is all about the bringing the people together, and we all meditate together. If you can meditate at home with any app, and whatever that you do, and you come and discuss about meditation, you learn something out of it, and your life get better. That is what I really want from my heart. Of course, I mean, my classes will be keep on running. I'll be doing that online as well. And I have so many ideas, to do that in the future. But I mean, thank you very much for your presence and sharing this precious time with us. I do believe and trust that these small particles, like something like the flies, if you have the flies in the room, and so you can really annoy it, though it is a small thing, you can move big thing. It is the same, though we are the small particle. If we have this very strong energy and great intention, we can change our world. That is what I do believe and trust. That is why when we have a great intention and coming together on regular basis, that is what we are sharing our love and light with the world. So that is what the people are also needing now. So with that, I love all of you as always, because I know the universal law, whatever I put out there, it always comes back to me. And thank you very much, Daniel, for sharing your precious time with us. And of course, thank you to everyone, attendees, for your questions, for your energy, and we'll see each other again soon. Take care, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.